Hi guys, it's Jen and I'm here to show you a really cool way that you can add texture to your fabric for any project, garments, quilting, anything really. It's called pintucking, and if you haven't done it, what it's going to do is you're actually using a twin needle, so you will need to get a twin needle. The size that I'm using today is a 4.0. Now the size, just so you know and understand, a twin needle is measured in millimeters, so the 4.0 means it's a little further apart than, say, a 3.0. Just a little tip so that you understand what the numbers mean, because when I first went to buy a twin needle, I had no clue. So 4.0 is going to give you a nice pin tuck, and you'll see here when I get started what it's going to look like, and then I'll show you another version with a skinnier twin needle, like a 2.0. The other thing you're going to need is a pin tuck foot. Now the pin tuck foot actually has grooves in the back of it, so that when the pin tucks are going underneath it, it can actually ride along that channel. And it helps you keep it nice and straight too, because that's the one thing. When you do pin tucks, you want them to be really nice and even. And I know me, sometimes I don't sew perfectly straight, but I'll tell you, that groove really helps. So you got your twin needle, you'll need 2 spools of thread and your pin tuck foot, and then fabric, and you should be good to go. Now I am going to use a contrasting thread so that you guys can see this. Normally I would match my fabric because I don't want the thread to show up, but in this situation, so that you guys can see a little bit better, I'm going to use, I got pink and blue thread so you can see which needle is which. All right, so I'm going to now show you how to do pin tucking. I'm going to do it on a couple different pieces of fabric so that you can see what it looks like, because it's going to give you a different texture depending on what fabric you're using. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how easy it is to do some pin tucking on your machine. What you're going to need, again, is a twin needle, and if you've never used a twin needle before, they're really easy to use. What it is it has one shaft, and it goes into you insert it just like you do a regular needle. It's got a flat side goes to the back. What you do want to do though is read in your instruction manual on how they want you to do the upper threading, because every machine is a little bit different. Sometimes they want one thread at a time to go through, sometimes they want you to thread them both together. So just read your instruction manual. It's going to tell you what the recommended setting is and recommendations on how to thread it. If you have a needle threader on your machine, guess what? It's not going to work with the twin needle, because your needle threader is lined up with where just a single needle would be. So I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're going to have to thread 2 needles by hand. I know, I don't like it either, but it's just how you use them. So I've already threaded it for you because you didn't want to watch me do that. It took forever because I'm used to my cheater ways and my needle threader button. Get out your presser foot. Remember, it's the pin tuck foot. These come in different sizes. So this is a 3 groove pin tuck foot. You've got 5 groove, 7 groove, all kinds of different grooves. They get really groovy. This is a 3 groove, and that's what I'm going to use to show you today. So I'm going to put this on here. Now again, I have pink and blue thread and white fabric. Typically I would not do that, but just for the video, and I want you guys to be able to see what it's doing, I'm using colored thread. Normally you're going to use a regular thread. I've already done some pin tucking on here, so what you're looking at is the texture. I wish you guys could feel this like I can. You can actually feel bumps and grooves in the fabric because it pulls that together. That's what the twin needle is doing. So I put my needle down. This time I'm going to line the edge of my presser foot up with my previous row of pin tuck. And all you do is sew. It's not hard. Let the machine do the work. So I'm going to stop, cut. You still get to use that button even with the twin needle. Now I'm going to use these grooves under here so you can see what it does. I'm going to actually put the pin tuck that I just made in the groove all the way on the right. So I'm going to lower my presser foot so that tuck is in the groove. Lower my needle and keep on sewing. So this is going to help keep your stitches nice and straight. Now there are some machines out there that actually have a function that can memorize your piecing length. And it works great for Pintucks, because if I want to get exactly the same length of Pintucks, I can just tell my machine to do it. This one does not do it, but some of your machines out there, check in your manual. You might be surprised. You might have that feature and have never used it. All right, so I'm going to keep going here. You could do this all day. I love adding texture to my projects. I just think it makes it look a lot richer. Plus, it's a feature. You know, it's a cool thing that you can do on your machine. So that shows you what it looks like with, you know, using your grooves and just moving it over every single time. Now I'm going to use the edge of my presser foot again and line it up with my previous Pintuck. And this is just going to space them out a little bit more, but it really helps show you the depth. I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better if I do that. So you can actually see that it goes up and down and up and down. I mean, it actually feels different now. This is flat, this has texture. Babies would probably love this on a blanket. They would touch this all day long. So it's just something to think about. Now let me show you what it looks like on a different fabric, because this fabric that I'm using is like a thicker, almost a home deck fabric, okay? So you might use it for curtains or even a couch cushion. I'm going to now show you on a batiste. This is really, really thin fabric. See the difference? This is stiff. This is really, really loose. Okay, let's see what this does. I have a feeling it's going to be a whole lot more texture. All right. It's actually kind of, it's got a lot of texture in there, actually. Let's look at that. Oh, see it? And you could straighten it out. But now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is sticking up even further. Let me do another row so you could see this up close. All right, let's check this out. All right, and again, see how it did that? I'm just going to smooth it out when I'm done. And see how nice that is? This is really cool. So if you get a thinner fabric, you're actually going to get more texture because it's pulling your underneath threads. The top thread is pulling with your bobbin thread, and it's pulling that fabric together, so it's puckering it. I mean, that's what I want it to do. Most of the time you don't want it to pucker, but in this situation, that's what I'm going for. So use your presser feet, guys. Use all of the features on your machine. Add some texture to your projects, and just go have fun, you know? Just have some fun. It's always cool to learn new things, and I think that you'll be really proud of yourself when you get it done. It is a lot of work, but you're going to wow your friends when they see what you did. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope that you learned something today. I hope you're inspired to go play with your machine, add some texture to your fabrics, and play around, you know, have some fun. Shit. What?
On camera?
No, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say.
There's your blooper.
Yep, add that one to the
Yeah, right. Okay, start over. Start over now. Come on, Dave. Pay attention.
I can't. All right.
All right.
3, 2.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you got inspired to go home and play with your machine, learn something new, add texture to your projects, and just have some fun. Please comment below if you have any feedback for us, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Thanks again, and happy sewing!